What's going on, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Getsu's Gaming Goods. This is going to be a series of videos where I talk about either current or upcoming gaming news and give my thoughts on them. More ones that personally interest me, but if there's any that you would like me to cover, feel free to comment about them and I'll look into them. The first episode is going to be about the great game guarantee that Origin has recently introduced. If you don't know what the great gaming guarantee is, what it means is that you may return an EA game off of Origin for a full refund within 24 hours of the first time you launched the game, or within 7 days from when you purchased it, or within 7 days after the game's release date if you pre-ordered it. Whichever one of these conditions happened first. This is quite nice. This is definitely a step in the right direction, I gotta say. With digital games, of course, if you ever buy one and it turns out to be an absolute stinker, well, that's that. You can't return it, you're just stuck with it. All you can really do is try to get a bit of your money's worth, or just move on, buy a new game or something, and try to fill the void. Which is unfortunate, but that's how the industry's been for so long. Like, I know there's plenty of titles that shouldn't belong on Steam that make it on there, and people buy, and then they're absolute garbage. And then they still kind of hang out on Steam and should have never made it there in the first place. And unfortunately, a lot of people buy it and think, oh hey, look, this looks interesting. A trailer's interesting or something, but you get to the actual gameplay and it's a pile of crap. And something like this is a great way to, well, prevent that. In the words of Origin off their site, let's put it this way. We know that feeling. The one where you sit down, wait for a new game to finish downloading and installing, start it for the first time, and want it to rock. The intro sucks you in, you press a button to shoot, jump, or talk for the first time, and then it's suddenly 3 AM. We know that feeling. And the one afterwards of knowing that not only does a game rock, but that is worth every dollar you spent on it. We hope every game you play on Origin will meet this high bar, and we're happy to say that starting today, we can guarantee that we'll make things right if you decide that game you just bought didn't live up to your expectations. That's quite a nice way to put it. As far as it says on here, if you did buy a game published by EA, those are the only ones you can return. I imagine EA might try to get other publishers on board because they certainly have the clout to do so, and who knows, this could start a nice movement that would let people like, say, Steam integrate something like this as well, because if Steam did it, that'd be big, because this is one thing Origin can say that they do better than Steam. For now. If Steam were to integrate this, that'd be amazing, because thanks to the Steam Greenlight system, there's a lot of stinkers that make it onto there that shouldn't see the daylight of, well, anything. And this is just a great, great system. Of course, they probably will check to see if you play the game a lot. Say you buy a game, beat the story mode in under 24 hours and try to return it. They may check to see your progress on the game so you don't try to, per se, cheat the system, which I can see happen, but it'd be unfortunate if a lot of people try to take advantage of EA's so-called good turn of events lately. As we all know, in the past, EA and Origin, well, haven't been the greatest. I mean, there's been a lot of hate about Origin. Personally, it's not that bad. I mean, I don't love it. There's nothing to love, but it's not terrible at the same time, but everyone's certainly been throwing Origin under the bus until the most recent Humble Bundle, which gave you a lot of quality games on Origin for a very cheap cost, which was great. One of the many steps EA has been doing to, well, change their image for the better. And with something like this, you gotta wonder, is it time to start sipping the Kool-Aid? Is EA completely new? Have they turned face? Are they the good guys now? Should we be rooting for them? Should we be sipping their Kool-Aid? Should we be giving them all our money, buying stuff on Origin, using it now? Well, that's a tough call. That'd be strictly for up to you to say, or what do you think on that? Because with Origin, a lot of people have different experiences. I know I've, for the most part, had good experiences with Origin outside of the whole SimCity fiasco. Sorry, I have something on my arm which is sticky and gross. But, of course, not everyone's had bad experiences or good experiences. That's what happens with all sorts of programs. Everyone has that one experience that sets them off. Or some people just ride the hype train and hate it to begin with before even trying it, which is natural. Apparently, if you want to refund it, you just visit your order history and click the Request a Refund link. Answer a few quick questions, and then they'll probably go from there and refund it, per se, if it meets all the criteria they have set for that. And there's policy details on their site that lists all of it. So far, it's effective only in 20 countries, but I imagine they're trying to get it integrated fully worldwide, which would be nice, because it always starts off in certain countries and tries to make its way through the whole world, like most games. That would be a wonderful thing. I kinda want to start sipping the Kool-Aid, I won't lie. They've been doing too much good. I know what you're thinking, don't sip the Kool-Aid. I like saying sip the Kool-Aid. It's kind of it's a nice little term for what's going on here, you know. It's like the hype train, sipping the Kool-Aid. Should we drink it? Should we ride it? Is it? Can they be trusted? Personally, I'm a big player of the sports game for EA, and I will love them. I haven't had too many bad experiences with them, but I've definitely seen them kind of doing their normal thing and going, yeah, why did you do that? But with this can potentially pave the way for this to be done by most digital retailers. With a big company like EA integrating something like this, it's definitely going to get a lot of eyes turned towards them, compared to, say, if someone smaller did this. But, well, that's only to tell, because we don't know if this will happen. Who knows, every other digital publisher or digital store could say, nope, good for them, we're not doing it. Which is strictly up to them, I mean. The problem with a digital refund is it's hard to get your monies back for a game, even a physical copy. Even when you buy a physical game, it's kind of a process to return it. I mean, you can return a lot of games if they are crap, but it's not an easy process to go through. But if you're stern, you can usually get it done. So this is definitely a nice step for the consumer, another little victory for us. If only things can keep going this way. I know there's always been ups and downs for us, especially with upcoming new console releases and all that. But I think this is one we can really get with, and hopefully it paves the way for good changes. And that was my thoughts on introducing the Origin's Great Game Guarantee. My next topic, because I have the first two planned out, will be about the subscription fee of MMO games, because I know recently it's been announced that Elder Scrolls Online and I believe WildStar are doing the monthly subscription of $14.99 like World of Warcraft, and Final Fantasy launches, well, tonight at 2 a.m. And they're also doing a $15 or $14.99 subscription, although with Final Fantasy XIV they have some other options for, well, to get less characters to pay a little less, or if you've played the original Final Fantasy XIV you get a whole different one that's a lot cheaper. That's what I'll be talking about in the next one, so look forward to that. And maybe it'll interest you in any of the upcoming MMOs, or maybe give you an idea, because with them, you know, you typically only pay for one subscription at a time because you want to get your money's worth. But that's been Getsu's Gaming Goods. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.